This time the quick speed shop. Look at that. Right there. California plate. What is it? Let's take a look. Bam! Check it out. 1934 Ford Fordor, F-O-R-D-O-R sedan. Just picked it up about an hour from here. This car has been hidden away in upstate New York since 1967. It was tow barred from California by the owner, who's an old guy now, and it was in a carriage house next to a 63 split window Corvette. Unfortunately, the Corvette has been moved, or else that would have been something really cool to see. But I bought this car. Before I get it off the trailer, let's drink it in here. We got original front suspension here, 34 Ford front suspension, but it does have 42 to 48 hydraulic brakes on the front of it. 15-inch chrome rims. I don't know if these are aftermarket or these could be a Ford wheel. Actually, I don't see what I got here. These could be chromed original Ford wheels, not sure yet. Might be hot rod wheels because this looks a little suspicious. On the rear, I got chrome wheels. You notice the rear bolt pattern is smaller, it's 4.5. Got some look like reverse wheels here. The rear suspension appears to be shoebox Ford. I think it's like a shoebox mount that's bolted and welded to the frame here. And they look like shoebox Ford springs with the pucks and an early Dana rear end. So I'm pretty sure it's a shoebox Ford rear axle. Got our California black tag on here. I think it said 67 according to registration, but you can see on the back it's a 63 plate there. But super cool, had the original black California tag on it. I think this is original paint, original 1934 Ford paint on most of the car. This fender's definitely been painted in black lacquer. You can see there's some primer and then original paint underneath it, and it's all crackled up like lacquer. That fender appears to be unpainted. The pan here, the paint is right off that. Oh, look at this, nice. There is some red primer on the bottoms of the here, but I believe this is the original black Ford paint here on the door. We're gonna get the sucker off and wash it up and see. Got a 50s antenna. The chrome wheels here as well. The steering box is missing, but this thing is super, super solid. It's just a little crunchy underneath. No serious rust, just surface rust on everything. Inner fenders and all that are in it. The running boards are about the worst part of it. Got a little bit of rot here where the fenders attach, and the front fenders have a little bit of damage here. It pushed into something. The hood and the grille are in fantastic shape. The hood is very straight. It's kind of sliding apart right now, but the grille is very straight. The chrome will clean up around the outside. This thing is, I'm in the shadows over here. This thing is cherry, very cherry. The carriage house this was in, next to the 63 split window Corvette, caved in on both cars. This is the chimney fell and hit the car here, and it also did some damage in the roof. But I believe, like here, this has been repainted here. This section has been repainted here. Something's been painted or maybe painted here, but I believe the rest is original paint on this car. That's been touched up. I'm almost positive this is original paint on the hood. One little small whammo here in the vent. This is a deluxe car with the cowl lights, and if we can take a peek inside, you see chrome garnish moldings. This fender is ripped here. Not surprising, that's what happens. So you can see this used to have some red on it here and here. Might not be original fender to this car on this side. But let's go ahead and get her off the trailer. Okay, I got the car off the trailer here. I took the hood off, which is in really nice shape. 34 hood wise. It's got one little smash right here. Let's drink in what we're looking at here. This car, let's see. First of all, I see some kind of aftermarket heater action here. That's kind of interesting. The wiring is good. I don't know where the firewall went. We ended up with a plywood. Oh, there's some firewall behind it. I'm going to remove that. That might have just been screwed in there to keep the thing closed. I don't know. But we got a good frameage here. I got a clear serial number on the frame over there that matches the California registration. Oh no, look at this. Look at, I don't know what went here. Did they ground this to clear a crank on a different engine or what? Check this out. They ground right into the U-bolts and that, or else that broke away the piece of holes. Man, I wouldn't be running a car around like that. But this might have just been straight flathead action because I don't see any evidence of any other motor mounts unless they had the Chevy style that bolt into here or adapter style that bolt into the flathead mounts, which is entirely possible. Man, this grill is nice. You might look crusty to you guys, but a grill in this shape with chrome that will clean up pretty good around the edges and a straight grill, that's a minimum $1,200 for a 34 grill like that. That's really nice. And on the inside, what we got? Broken glass, plywood, chrome garnish moldings. This is a deluxe 34 Ford Fordor. This was a hot rod. Look at the black and white tuck and roll interior. That is definitely not stock. That is, somebody had this as a 50s hot rod. And we can tell by the gauges, curved glass amp gauge, curved glass vacuum gauge with the pointed needles. Those are good gauges. 8,000 RPM tack. Stuart Waters Speedo, 160 Speedo, and a whole host of gauges. We got here glove box. Boom. Does that say? Caution, do not lower windows at speed of excess 120 miles an hour. That's funny, that's probably out of an airplane. We got some padding, upholstery up here. I don't know what's going on with the plywood window, probably just to seal the car up. This thing is solid, really, really solid. I can't get the doors open yet. I'm gonna have to work on them, but back here, I'm gonna guess that plywood is on the roof. Got a random drive shaft. Unfortunately, this was, like I said, it was in a carriage house with a 63 Corvette, and the roof on the carriage house caved in and leaked. So all this rust damage here is probably from years of the roof of where this was stored leaking. Like you see that jack handle is rusty and stuff. Otherwise, this probably had a very, very solid floor. Under this plywood back here, the floor is good. That's probably the plywood that was in the windshield hole, I would imagine. But once I get the doors open, we'll see more. One little whammy up here where the roof fell off the carriage house. It hit it here. I think it scratched it here. And the chimney had tipped over and hit it there. Cave that in pretty good. But as you can see, it's got chrome reverse wheels on the back, and they're really wide. The shoebox rear end would have been wider than, the stock 34 Ford rear end, so you can see that really sticks out good. And they got it jacked up just like 60 style with those coil over shock deals there, plus the shoebox springs. Got the thing jacked way up in the air in the back. And the front is all stock suspension, stock springs, stock axle. Just the addition of hydraulic brakes on the front and a little bit of smashing going on here where it bumped into something. This fender, like I said, with the red on it, I'm going to guess this fender came off another car. But the body is super solid. Very little rust in the doors. I just see tiny little pinholes down here, probably mostly from storage. Tiny little pinholes here. I'm not going to restore any of that. I'm going to leave this original paint as much. We're going to shine juice it. Shine juice. And clean it up and run it like a Survivor hot rod that it is. But overall, this is a very, very straight car. A little bit of primer back here. They're fixing, there might be a little seam there. Fixing on it, but I mean, this thing is super, super straight for what it is, for being as old as it is. And I'm almost positive this is original Ford black paint on here. It's got to be. I don't see, under it, it's down to bare metal. I'm going to say this is mostly original paint, 34 Ford Fordor sedan. Man, it's awesome. Oh, you know what? This is what I think they were running this as an actual firewall, this plywood. The way that's cut and screwed together. Ooh, we got some tools. What the heck is that? Randomness. What we got here? Oh, turn signal stock. Here we go. Somebody took the column out of this. It's one of those Signal Stat 900 turn signals. Actually, we got part of a partial toe board here. What's going on here? We don't need this. There's some random tool action. Don't need that. Yeah, this is the rest of the firewall right here. What is going on? Hold on a minute. This is, oh, there we go. This is laying in here upside down. That's what's going on. This is, what in the world? Why did they torch the firewall in half? Broken glass. Oh, we got a steering box. What's this? This might be the original steering box. Man, that thing is rotten. That's seized right up. Set that over here. That's probably the original steering box. Random plywood. Let's get this right out of the way. Take all the garbage with it. Down here you can see there's random minor torch action. Yeah, that was their floor. They torched, ooh, when I say random, they really butchered into this thing to clear something. Temperature gauge here, they really torched the crap out of the crossmember here. This is where the transmission mounts would have been on the 34 crossmember, I believe. They torched them out. They torched a big hole probably for pedals over here on the floor, and then later they went to a firewall pedal. I'll show you that in a second when we look at the firewall. So it's definitely been a little debauchery in this thing, a little 50s hot rod debauchery. But it looks like mostly the original floor left, and then they just cut it and put in plywood for the firewall and the floor. So here's the firewall that was upside down. Single pot master cylinder, voltage regulator, probably one of the original 34 Ford horns there. I'm going to guess. I'm not sure exactly what they look like. I gotta have to see one, but they, I think that's a different throttle cable or throttle pedal than factory. We got some butchered in pedal action here. It must have been an automatic because I only see one pedal. So they must have put something in here that was an automatic. I might have had the shoebox around. I could have had, could have put a Y block in here or something with a Ford automatic maybe. Definitely had hydraulic brakes. You can see their fittings here. These great big copper brake lines they ran for the thing. That's interesting. But then we got a small brake line over here. What is this? Is this? No, you know what? Those are the heater lines. That runs to the heater. Okay, because here's the hydraulic brake lines here. Interesting. And you can see where this was torched off. That meets up to that line there. So we've got 3/4 of the original firewall here. It's been cut down. I don't know why they cut it. Probably to get the original engine and transmission out because these firewalls bump way out into here. That's probably what they did. So need a little bit of fixing here. You see this side where they really hacked this cross member up. Like I said, probably for pedals, I would imagine. So this is going to need some fixing in here. But the rest of the frame is super, super solid all the way around. Like I said, I can see a good number here on the frame and everything that matches the registration, so we're good there. I think the doors are all locked. It acts like they're acts like they're locked. And if you look at the inside here, we've got lock cylinders. Here, the one, not sure which way it's open. Let's flip it that way and see. I don't want to force it. Flip it the other way and see what we get. That seems to be more positive. Okay, that's locked, so this is unlock here. Yeah, the windows are all up, but they appear to be broken out. Oh. Run both. Can't see nothing. Don't know what we're supposed to be pulling on here. The handles are moving, but it's not moving any where it's supposed to pull. Where they're supposed to pull is not pulling. Locked up tighter than Fort Knox she is. We're just gonna put the hoses juice on it. Just let it sit and percolate. Oh, sir. Oh, that's a promise. That sounded promising for a second. I got a feeling people have reefed on this before. Just like I'm reefing on it. Oh, I heard it. Did you hear that? That's the latch doing something. You hear it? It wants to do something. Look at that. Careful. All right, we're going to slowly. Let me go back a little bit. Work the hinges. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's liking it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Look at that. Bam! Look at that. Cool old tuck and roll hot rod door panel. Looks like they might have used some of the original material down here. What the hell is in there? Ooh, I don't like that. That's nasty looking. Okay, we don't have a window. Yeah, we do. There's a window crank there. Can we crank this? Huh. We can roll the plywood window down. Check that out. That's funny. That's funny. Oop. Well, anyways, we'll just get rid of that for a later date. Bam, look at that. This is awesome. Now let's see if there's, oh, there was some oil change stickers on there, but they're gone. Is there any on this side? No, but look at the chrome garnish moldings. This is a deluxe model 40 Ford. And it's pretty solid. It's got a little bit of rust in the sill here where it was leaking. The roof was leaking on it, but not too bad. Not too bad overall. It's a little crunchy. Couple of cornflakes, but not too bad. I can't believe I got this door open like this. All right, so a little while later, check it out. 3 out of the 4 doors are open, and they work pretty good. Check it out. Wow. Wow. Awesome. Got the latch here. I had to work both latches. The interior door handles are missing on the driver's side, and a couple of screws are missing out of the latch, but I got it to function with some vice grips. Got the original sill moldings down here, on here still. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut all these door panels off so I can clean behind them and try to vacuum the inside of the doors out, because there is some rust here from probably mice and stuff. This is kind of nasty. And debris down here in the bottom of the doors. I want to clean it out as best as possible. What it looks like to me is they upholstered over the original door panels with tuck and roll vinyl. This looks like the original mohair door panels to me. And you can see here the piping around the bottom. They might have had like a black on the bottom or something to match the top. That's probably what they had. And that is all gone and come off. But these are, that one's the most one intact. And I can't quite get the door open on that side. I'm soaking it, but I think I can get to the latch better without the door panel on it. So I'm probably just going to cut them with a razor blade and pop them off and save them, because I don't want them sitting in the car like this and attracting mice and doing more damage, you know, being in the car. So I'm going to get them out of there. I'm also going to clean all this out right now, get all this wood and glass out of here, all the loose debris. There's a couple of pieces for other cars in here. This one works pretty sweet. The passenger side here is working good. You got these little door pulls here on the back doors, so the back doors don't open too far. They're like rubber or something like that. But like I said, I've been working on here. It might be freeing up a little bit, but this could just be the latch being worn. I had to really fight with this one back here. I had to get down in there and push the latch without the glass, and I could see to push the latch. This one, the front door is a little bit different. I don't know if you can see in there, but it's a little more hidden. So I'll just keep working on it. But we got 3 out of the 4 open, and 3 out of 4 ain't bad. At least that's what Meatloaf told me. So we're good there. So I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna set you guys up on fast motion here, and we'll clean out the interior of this car. All right, bam, there we go. I got the other door open. Got the door panel off. I had to cut the door panel off in the car, and I had to work the latch back and forth and beat on it a bunch, but she works sweet now. Sweet action. Watch this. Boom. Like factory. So now we got 4 functioning doors. I vacuumed it out pretty good. Like I said, I wanted to cut all the door panels off because I didn't know if there's mice. There's a lot of debris in the doors, especially the back doors, which are open. So I vacuumed all that out. I vacuumed this pretty good here, and unfortunately I'm losing the daylight. Cranked out the windshield frame here. She cranks like that. The frame is absolutely shot. I'll be looking for one at Hershey, 34 Ford. Chrome windshield frame. I didn't even try the cowl vent yet. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but this car, honestly, I want to run it full fendered. I mean, these look good without fenders too, but I think I want to run it full fendered. And honestly, these front fenders are, this one is all smashed in here. I mean, I could push it out good, but it's got damage here. It's been painted on there. I might look for a set of fenders at Hershey that are better. This one, like I said, I don't think is original to the car, unless that's primer and it had some work done to it, but that looks like red paint there. But it's got a smash here, it's got a huge tear here. Other than that, this one's not too bad. I can knock this out and just weld up the tear. And it's got a little tear here, but I guess I could get by with this fender. But this driver's side fender has got a lot of smashing going on to it. So it must have got pushed into something. But we'll look and see what we find. I think for now tomorrow I'll get it out and we'll wash it off and see how it looks washed off. But I think I'm going to just condense it all, pick up all the junk and put it away for tonight, figure out somewhere to stash it, and then we'll go from there. Okay, it's the next day. I got the car back on a trailer because I figured it'd be easiest to do this. I'm just going to, that did kind of work. I got a slightly abrasive pad, but it's pretty soft. It's like filter material. I'm going to try using this to scrub it. I did a little bit right there. It took the grunge off it without ruining the finish. So I'm going to set you guys over here and we're going to try washing her up here. Let's try it out. Oh, there we go. It didn't do much as I thought. This paint is pretty hosed. Shine it up. You saw me spray the inside of the doors. Try to get some of the dirt and stuff out of there. They drained out pretty good. I got some rust holes and still goo in here. Let's try to feel. Yeah. Oh, what's this? Oh, the window regulator. Great. Window regulator. Okay. Yeah. There's still a bunch of dirt in the doors, which maybe that wasn't a good idea to do that. But maybe I'll take something, I'll dig around in the doors and try to get them out. The back doors are open and they got really good drains. That one opens hard. Let's go over here. Yeah, it's threatening the thunder. They cleaned up some, like, the back panel's pretty shiny. I mean, it is what it is. This door, yeah, it's cleaned out pretty good on the inside. And you can see the floor pans are hosed. I'll let them, when I move the car around, the water will drain to the back. It's going to be in dry storage, so it'll dry out. But then I'll hit all this with oil again, oil up the hinges for storage. But that's pretty much it. Oh, I got some of the chrome to clean up on the wheel. I used a little DL hand cleaner, clean the chrome up a little bit. That's probably about it for the 34 Ford now. I'm gonna just stuff it away for later. Probably next year on the channel we'll get into it. I'm gonna start collecting parts and pieces and stuff and get it ready to go. I'll get a floor pan for the back and stuff, but this should be a cool build, a cool 50s hot rod. I'm gonna try to leave all the flavor. I might change the rear end. I think it's out of a shoebox Ford. Probably get some new shoebox springs, repop springs, put new rear springs in it. I have a 9-inch out of a early Ford Bronco. That should be the right width to fit this car. And it's got the 5.5-inch bolt pattern to match the front bolt pattern on the early Ford drums. So it'd be nice to have the same bolt pattern all the way around. We'll get rid of these big goofy shocks and all this stuff, and this thing is way up in the air in the back. We'll take care of that. Probably use my drop axle I have that I had Andy Kohler drop. Probably put the drop axle in the front. Straighten this out. I might need to replace this fender. This fender's pretty hammered, but you know what? I might just hammer them out, and it is what it is. This is going to be a beater hot rod. It's going to be like a barnfind 50s hot rod. I am going to get Vice Grip shine juice. We'll shine juice the outside of this next year when we get working on it. But I want it to be something like it is that came out of a barn after, well, 67 to whatever it is now. Over 50 years out of storage. Here it is. So I can't wait to build this 34 Ford. Is going to be awesome. Until then, stay tuned. Don't forget to do all the YouTube things. I appreciate everybody watching. Hopefully you find this car cool, and we'll look forward to building it in the future on the channel. Until then, keep buying junk. It's what I do. I love doing it. Don't worry about the money. Just keep spending it. We'll see you again next time. Bam, right here, bankrupt at the Quick Speed Shop.